Hello everyone, in this video I will explain a little bit about cross-cultural relation in England and France. As you know, every country has cultural differences that we should be aware of. So, let's learn English and French culture in this video. Okay, we will talk about cultural differences in England and France in terms of literature, food and drink, and cultural behavior. First, we will discuss literature in England. About literature. England has a rich literary history with many famous writers. Here are some examples of English literature that you should be familiar with. 1. History of England. 2. The 18th century. The 18th century saw the rise of the novel as a literary form. 3. Victorian era. The Victorian era, which spanned from this year to this year, was a time of great social change in England. And 4. Modernism. Modernism emerged in England in the early 20th century and emphasized experimentation and innovation in literature. France also has a rich literary history too. Here are some French literature you should be familiar with. 1. History of French. 2. Classic French literature. The 17th and 18th centuries are often considered the golden age of French literature. During this time, many writers wrote plays and novels that are still widely read today. 3. Realism. In the mid-19th century, French literature shifted towards realism, which focused on portraying life as it really was. 4. Symbolism. Symbolism was a literary and artistic movement that emerged in France in the late 19th century. Symbolist writers used metaphor and symbolism to explore abstract ideas and emotion. Okay, next we will talk about food and drink. England has a diverse culinary culture. Here are some popular food and drink options in England. 1. Tea. The British are known for their love of tea, and you will find a wide variety of teas available in England, from black tea to herbal blends. The second is beer. England has a long history of brewing beer, and you will find a wide variety of traditional ales and lagers available in pubs and bars throughout the country. 3. Is cider. Cider is a popular alcoholic drink in England, made from fermented apples. 4. Pies. England is famous for its pies, which can be filled with a variety of meats and vegetables. Some popular types include steak and kidney pie, chicken pie, and mushroom pie. And the last is curry. Thanks to its colonial history, England has had a long-standing love affair with Indian food, and you will find a wide variety of curries and other Indian dishes available throughout the country. We will talk about French culinary. French culinary tradition and technique have influenced many other cuisines around the world. Here are some popular food and drink options in France. 1. Is bread. Bread is a staple in French cuisine and is served with most meals. The most popular types of bread in France are the baguette and croissant. 2. Cheese. France is famous for its cheese, and there are over 400 different types of cheese produced in the country. The 3 is wine. If England have a beer, France have a wine. France is one of the world's largest wine producers, and French wines are known for their quality and variety. 4 is pastries. French pastries, such as croissants, macarons, and eclairs, are famous around the world for their delicate texture and rich flavor. 5. Seafood. France has a long coastline and it's famous for its seafood. And the important things about learn any other country is about cultural behavior. England, like any other country, has its own unique cultural behavior. Some of the typical behavioral patterns you may observe in England include: 1 is politeness. English people are known for their polite behavior. They use please and thank you frequently and may even apologize for things that are not their fault. The 2 is queuing. English people have a strong sense of queuing and waiting in line. They believe that everyone should wait their turn and not jump ahead in the line. The 3 is about punctuality. English people value punctuality and consider it rude to be late for appointments or meetings. 4. Reserve. English people tend to be reserved and may not be as expressive with their emotion as people from other cultures. They may also value privacy and personal space. 5 is humor. English people often use humor to diffuse tension and make light of situation. They also enjoy sarcasm and irony. 6 is drinking. English people enjoy drinking alcohol and often socialize in pubs or bars. However, excessive drinking or drunken behavior is frowned up. And the last thing is respect for authority. English people generally respect authority and follow rules and regulations. They also have a strong sense of justice and fairness. Now we will talk about cultural behavior in France. France has rich cultural behavior that are shaped by its history, geography, and social norms. Here are some aspects of cultural behavior in France. One is social etiquette. French social etiquette is often considered formal and polite. French people generally greet each other with a handshake or kiss on both cheeks, depending on the relationship between the individuals. It is also considered polite to say bonjour or bonsoir when entering a store or restaurant. The two is punctuality. Punctuality is highly valued in French culture, and it is considered impolite to be late for a social engagement or business meeting. The three is dining culture. French cuisine and dining culture are highly valued in France. Meals are often long and leisurely with several courses and wine pairings. It is also considered impolite to start eating before everyone is served and to rest your hand in your lap while eating. 4 is about fashion. France is known for its fashion industry, and French people often take great pride in their appearance. Dressing well is seen as a sign of respect for others and for oneself. 5 is intellectualism. France has a long tradition of intellectualism, and French people often value intellectual conversation and debate. It is common for people to engage in discussion about politics, culture, and philosophy. The last thing is about public display of affection. French people are generally more comfortable with public display of affection than some other culture. Holding hands, hugging, and kissing in public are all common. Thank you for your attention, guys. Let's learn other culture to make it better.